In retrospect, maybe this reflection week wasn't the best one to chronicle because at the end of it, in this case, I cannot come up with a wonderful three new wonderful goals that are going to change my life because in this particular occasion I'm tied up by a series of hard landscape events I'm pending on. It's things like I have some health issues that I have to look into, and besides that I'm waiting for the resolution of a study. But from a personal standpoint, I'm happy of how this reflection week has worked out because it has clarified for me that this period really I can only see the step that's forward, and that this makes me feel more sure, more clarified, and to take that step forward more consciously. Career-wise, I'm always talking about my music. In any case, my output for some time is going to continue being similar to what I've been doing lately. My unit of language is going to be dropping singles. The main base camp for my music is going to continue being YouTube. So I'm by now I'm a YouTube musician, which it's better said, it better expressed like a music YouTuber because YouTube is like the format isn't for musicians. Haven't you ever noticed it, even in YouTube, if there's a musician you like, it's very hard to go back to that song that you liked to somehow bookmark it and return to it. It's just a platform that is not designed for that. But as I've mentioned in another videos, there are really not many options for a musician for distribution in a healthy way. And YouTube has other advantages like the long format. You can pretty much do a lot of different things according to your temperament. And at some point, I hope I also be able to leave behind YouTube for the same ethical reasons I mentioned in my previous video. I mean, a hard look at YouTube, it's just the same, has the same problems as the other platforms. And even if it wasn't the case that YouTube is not a sustainable place for a musician to be, I think that the platform itself is designed in a way that it tries to make people to give up, to quit at some point. I think their business model, perhaps it's just my hypothesis out of what I see, is that they want to become the repository of the videos you've done and then having you giving up because that way they keep on profiting from your content. I don't know, it's just a hypothesis. Maybe they really want your success and to become to make of you a mainstay, but I don't think that's the case. Like I said in my previous song, you are not the client, you're just the excuse to put some advertisement. About the singles I'm publishing and I'm going to continue publishing. Maybe you've noticed a change in the format of the songs in the latest months. The thing is, about 6 months ago, I shot myself on the foot in a stupid freak accident and I broke my laptop. That's the reason. And at first I was very down about it because for me music is my vital, is my lifeline, is something that I need to do for my own healthy existing in this 21st century. But luckily I got familiar with BandLab, and it turns out that you can pretty much have some creative output with it. Now, here's the thing: my music is punk rock. I adhere to the punk philosophy, which is a DIY philosophy. I think if the punks the original punks from London's 1970s or Washington D.C. 1980s had a band lab. They would have used it to have their say. So I I learned the new platform and wrote a lot of songs because my joy is in writing the songs. So I'm the singles I'm launching now come from that composition batch, and I'll keep doing them until I solve the laptop situation. When the laptop broke, I was in the middle of publishing an EP that was going to be titled My 20s. Right, one of the songs already published is called My 20s. It was intended to be pretty much a deliberately traditional hardcore punk, like the one that I listened to in the 90s when I was in my 20s. And I already had in the can one unreleased song and another that was like 90% finished when the catastrophe hit. So when I solve the laptop situation, I don't know what what will I do with the distribution if I'll maybe alternate between my 20s and this new EP, the Band Lab EP, or I'll finish with my 20s and then continue with the songs, or because after my 20s I already had also the songs written for two new EPs. After that I write very easily, and well, that's what's in store. And plus, when I have the means to do it, I want to compile another album with different singles that I've been publishing about 2 3 years ago in YouTube. uh, I think they can be arranged in a nice way and turned into a cool album, because I want to publish it in BandLab, because mm, to my surprise there was a guy there who bought the two Black Sheep Riot albums that I have there. In That made me really happy, because for example the first album, I was starting with home recording, and the drums were like programmed drums that felt, but now I hear them and they feel like a machine gun, that kind of super artificial drumming. And the guy bought it, and I'm so happy. I would really like to publish this new album in BandLab and make it price zero, so that to give the guy and hopefully some more other people interested, giving some more of my stuff, my more modern stuff. So those are the things that I have in store. A lot of music. This laptop debacle, in a way, has helped me make up my mind, because I was also before this happened, I was more focused on my other band, my pop pop popier band, and when you have to really to stick to the bare minimums, this has forced me to, to think about what's important for me, and I've decided to focus mainly on the hardcore punk, on Black Sheep Riot, not waiting more for the day that things are perfect, because as you know, they never, all the lights never turn green at the same moment. There's always some problem. So as you can see, it's been a weird amorphous reflection slash rest period. The previous rest period was way more calmer, and eating soup and laying in bed watching soap operas or whatever. But I feel more clarified and energized, so ready for the next level. So see you there.